here at the barn, and it's time for String Theory. I'm JP Cormier. This is my buddy Chris.
Happy Wednesday.
Mr. Cootster. The lovely Ginger's in the house.
She's right back there.
Other people are in the house that we won't mention because they're wanted by the police.
Almost live studio audience.
Almost live studio audience. And,
here we are.
We want to thank Boucher, Levy's, G&G Music, Citadel Music, Brickhouse Guitars, K&K, Gallagher, Recording King, Alvarez Yeri, Yamaha Canada, James Martin Instruments, Cody Guitars, D'Addario, The Arc, Apollo Picks, Epiphone, Gibson, Close Guitars, Blue Chip Picks,
Two Slab!
LR Bags, Maestro Hose and Guitars in Singapore, George Crackett Guitars, and the Nova Scotia SPCA.
Yay, doggies.
And no matter how you cut it, you know, life is good whenever you can say, and now, welcome to
Strange Theory.
String Theory. Here's John and Chris and Ginger. Could there have been any more ways I would have fucked up that intro, I wonder?
You probably could add some extra words.
Yeah,
there's several. But it's okay. I think that everybody knows
by now
what time it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so here we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully Sudsy's still above water there.
He's probably
laughed himself below the sun line.
Oh, yeah, the sun line.
Below the ring.
Yeah, he's below the grungy white ring of beard, flotsam,
and jetsam.
He is flotsam and jetsam.
Scrotus. That's the ring that Sudsy's does.
Scrotus.
It's full of scrotus. So, yeah.
How many years have we been doing this show now? It's ridiculous. But it never gets old. We're still here.
Cheers. Happy Wednesday, brother.
There you go, buddy.
Happy Wednesday there, wanted man.
And the other one.
And the other bald fetus over there.
Bald fetus.
Mm-hmm. Jack and Jill are in the house.
They are.
In their respective positions.
That's correct. So, anyhow, Capo Corner.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of cool things on Capo Corner tonight. First of all, I want to talk about Kemp Shore Acoustic Music Festival.
Coming up soon.
In July.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure of the dates, but if you look it up, you'll find it. It's a big lineup this year.
Mm-hmm. Mark was saying the best lineup ever.
It is. It's pretty cool. I discount myself because I play it every year. I'm just furniture, but there's some great acts coming there. And look at Ginger's just getting all that shit up there, and
wow,
she's looking at the dates and
just banging it out over there.
Yeah, what's the dates?
Didn't get there yet. Stand by.
Oh. Anyhow, but it is the weekend before Stanfest.
Yes.
So you can really do a good couple of week run there. You can do Kemp Shore for 4 or 5 days.
July 13, 14, 15, 16.
There you go. 13 to 16 July. Stanfest is the very next
20th
weekend.
to 23rd.
So it can be a really wicked 14, 15, 16 days there.
You could possibly max out on Nova Scotia Good Time Festival.
Exactly. Your liver could fail.
Yes. It wouldn't just fail with a whimper. It would explode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're in our campsite.
Right.
Yeah.
The next thing to talk about is a big show happening in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
This Friday night at 6 p.m. Atlantic, we are doing a live from Ginger's Barn.
Yeah.
Which we haven't done for a long time.
It's been over a year.
Yeah. It's been too long because it was something that we mandated to do on this channel as much as possible. But between my touring schedule and everything else that's going on, we haven't been able to get as many people in as we wanted. But we are having one Friday night, 6 p.m. Atlantic time. The one and only Brian Doyle.
Yes, sir.
Is coming here, and we're going to do a show. It's going to be awesome. Brian Doyle, if you don't know who he is, which wouldn't surprise me if you didn't know him, because he's the king of Cape Breton guitar players. And his career has pretty well, been inside that part of Canada for most of his career. He has toured abroad with different things, but the man is, he's a monster. He's a monster player, and one of my heroes. And so he's gonna be in. We're gonna sit here and pick and tell stories, and because he's got some.
It'll be a wonderful sack of potatoes.
It will be. And he is part of the Chisholm family, Angus Chisholm, Maybelle Chisholm McQueen, the piano player, like that whole
Clan.
He's in that. That's his clan.
Yeah.
So he has a tremendous amount of like he comes by everything he does honestly.
Yeah.
And
it's in his blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he had probably the most successful and earliest full-on hard rock band ever in Cape Breton, Greylock.
Yeah.
Which was it's still, as far as I know, they may still
do stuff.
Yeah, possibly for special occasions or something. I think we'll get him to tell us a story. But Greylock, I remember seeing Greylock in the mid to late '90s, and man, they were unreal. That was a great band, and so his history is incredible.
So Friday night.
Yep.
What time?
6 o'clock. Atlantic time, 6 p.m.
It's where everything happens.
So come in, and we'll be getting donations. You'll be able to send us some cash for the show as usual, and you all will support us well for that. So I'm not worried about it at all. And you'll
laugh, you'll cry,
you'll laugh. It'll be a part of you.
Yeah. There'll be picking, grinning, drinking, yelling, loitering.
Yes.
It'll be a pants-off, dance-off.
That's correct.
Yeah.
One more Cape O'Corner thing that I should say right here is over the last 48 hours, the fires have been lit under the production of the Volume 2 of Long River.
Yes.
And today I actually finished the short list of songs that we're gonna do on the project. It could be quite humongous. And there was 18 songs in the first one, so we're gonna do at least that many on this one. And of course, it may come down to time, how much space you can fit on a
CD.
Yeah. Or if it comes right down to it, I'll do a double CD set.
Mm-hmm.
But the last thing I promised Lightfoot was that I would do that record, and I'm going to do it. And things have been rolling right along in the last couple of days. For some reason, just have everything sort of fallen into place. Material's been chosen, plans have been made. So that's happening. So keep an eye out for that. It may well be out as early as, this winter. Might be something I can start to sell. You might find it at the Christmas shows this year with me and Dave. And other than that, we're the normal things at Cape O'Corner. All the guitars awaiting review that are coming in and are already here that we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks. The review I just did on the Norman guitar was a big hit. People love that guitar and love the story of Robin's uncle.
Yep.
And so there you go. Am I forgetting anything, Ginger? Is there anything I should...
No, I don't think so.
And I'm going to enjoy this scotch right here.
You enjoying that right now?
This scotch is very good.
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying that right now.
It's really good, and it's old, and
It's so old that God lives in it.
What is that?
You look like you're enjoying that right now.
I just did.
Yeah, you did.
First, Kirsten goes to...
Let me guess. What do we
First
call
Christian?
it? Scrot.
He said he wanted to guess. I was letting him guess.
Stephen Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Surprise, surprise.
Stephen Becker.
Yeah.
Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Flotsam and Grossum.
Grossum. Flotsam and Grossum.
Flotsam and Grossum.
He says, I can see JP got scammed by Big Barber again. What a scam. Did you cut your hair or
Did you get your hair
shaved,
cut?
I guess?
To shave?
No.
You didn't really cut your... You shaved the other day, but I don't know what he means.
Did you adjust all this area here?
You
No.
lowered his ears?
I had a shower and comb my hair today. What do you want?
Sudsy, clean your glasses, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all that spuds and never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Scrotus.
The scrotus.
Get the
over your
scrotus.
glasses.
Suds
your
is the
glasses.
word you were looking for. But
Suds, yes.
Super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Jamie.
Happy Wednesday, boys. JP, any advice on interface for recording? Going to start recording through Logic Pro soon, so we'll obviously need one.
Well, I'm not the best guy to ask that because I've been using the same interface for 12 years, which is an Apogee Ensemble, which I don't even know if they make anymore, but there's other ones that also have an RME over there, which is awesome. You just need something that has a really good analog digital out, in and out, with a really good clock in it in case you want to slave something else to it. And pretty well anything you can buy now has that, and way cheaper than my gear. I paid a lot of money for that stuff 12 years ago.
If you're just getting into it, don't overdo it.
No, go the simplest thing. I think if I was going to do it small now, I'd get Focusrite gear. Yeah, they make single I/O boxes.
Yeah, like a half a rack unit, one rack.
Yeah, like it has 2 inputs and it'll run whatever it runs out through the software, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I would do, and especially if you're only planning on recording yourself and overdubbing, just go the smallest, best name, Apogee, Focusrite, Summit. There's a whole bunch of companies that build small versions of their rack mounts. Yeah. And that's what I'd go for. And Logic will accept anything. Anything that'll hook to a Mac. Yeah. Which nowadays, you can hook anything to a Mac. If you're using like an M1 Studio Mac, it's all Thunderbolt. And whatever you want.
Thunderbolt!
It's Thunderbolt. It's Thunder.
Chunderbolt.
Chunderbolt. What kind of an accent is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what's wrong with me right now.
You're caught in the middle of an accent.
Indian mixed with Scottish.
Yes. I don't know what's happening right. Oh shit.
Next.
I've had yes. Okay. Before I stroke again. Okay, next.
Just to clarify Stephen's previous question, he says goatees aren't beards; they're lack of commitment. So that's what he was commenting on.
I got one word for you, Suds.
Yeah.
Razor.
Just scissors, maybe.
Yeah. Razor, John. Razor.
Yeah. Just a whippersnipper.
Mirror. Razor. This is your father. You never saw that movie?
No.
Oh my God. It was so good.
No, I'm on the wheel.
Tarzan and Legend of Greystoke?
No.
Oh yeah. And the guy was trying to teach him how to speak. He's like had a locket with his dad's thing and a picture in it. He's like,
Keep going.
This is your father.
I don't think you're going to hit the left
this
field
is your
fence
mother.
for another couple yards yet.
Razor, John. Razor. Mirror.
Who are you?
What are you doing?
What is wrong with you?
Nobody knows my obscure reference.
No.
Okay.
No.
Fuck is then. Okay, next. Razor.
Stop it. Super chat from Jim Waller.
Cow.
No. No.
What?
No.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
Okay, next.
Super chat from Jim Waller.
Yes, Jim, how you doing,
Damn.
buddy?
He says, no question, just a donation to the coal fund. Damn, isn't it summer? I hope everyone is well in chilly Canada.
Yeah.
Apparently
Love you.
dressed
Love
like
you,
it's
Joan.
fucking winter out there.
I'm glad you guys are doing good.
We'll have a fresh shipment of smoke coming your way any time.
Any minute now. We'll just have a whole fucking
we're
wall
going
of
to erupt
flame.
into flames again.
It is only 15 degrees out today?
Yeah, it's not very warm, but it's okay.
It was okay earlier.
Hence my false.
It's slightly dampish.
Yes.
It's just enough
Raining
that
all day.
nothing is spontaneously combusting.
That's right. And their fire ban is down to you can burn at night now. It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Next.
Super chat from Terry Short.
Hey, Terry.
Very short.
Happy Wednesday.
What do you think of the Martin Dreadnought Jr.?
I don't know what it is, but it probably sucks.
Jesus Christ.
Based on my expert opinion.
Yes.
Based
no
on
bias
everything
in that
else I've
opinion.
seen Martin come out with in the last 5 years, it's probably a roaring sack of shit.
We're going to get a lot of questions answered
You
tonight.
probably would be better off like taking some barbed wire and wrapping it around a dead fucking squirrel. It'd probably sound better than whatever that thing is.
Now.
So,
Can you say that in your favorite accent?
yeah, it's crap.
It's crap.
I, in all honesty,
Whatever happened to reserving judgment
Who
until you've
asked
seen
this?
it?
Who asked this?
Terry Short.
Who?
Terry Short.
Terry Short. Okay, Terry. In all honesty, I've never seen what you're talking about, but it sounds like another gimmick from Martin to put out guitars that are not what they're capable of putting out. That's what they keep doing. They just keep putting out guitars. oh, it's a 15, it's a 13, it's a this, it's a that.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, they're just hiding the fact that they're made in Mexican factories and with laminates, possibly, I don't know. And they're just not good guitars anymore.
Yeah.
They're just not. And
the guitar formula has long been worked out.
And
there are
Martin made
the standard
it. Martin
sizes.
made it.
Yeah.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
frustrating to me when people come and ask me about these off weird brand Martin guitars. Because in my opinion, the Martin only starts at the 18. That's where you're getting guys on a bench building a guitar. And even at that, now the QC is down on a lot of those guitars. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is because they're building 8 million guitars a second.
Yeah.
And you can't... You
Take
just
the
can't,
money that you'd spend on that and go out and buy 3 really nice guitars.
Yeah, like you have all kinds of other choices. If it's a price point issue, there's all kinds of companies that you would never probably think of that build dreadnought guitars that you could buy for the same money. Yeah. And I understand fully the fact that you have, you have a headstock logo loyalty, which because I have it, I feel the same way when I look at that Martin logo. Something inside me goes, I want to own that guitar. But I know I'm going to be disappointed when I pick it up. And so this is it. I've been saying this for years, and I don't know. If you have a good one, I'm not saying they don't build good ones. So if you do have this junior dreadnought, is it called?
Yeah.
If you have a junior dreadnought and it's knocking your socks off, be happy. Because you got a good one.
Yeah.
Because they're not all good. No company makes all good, right? At that level of that volume of production. So if you did find a good one, be thankful and just hope it stays together. Because a lot of them don't these days, unfortunately. But you never know. That you could have a dandy, and if it is, don't turn it loose ever. Because if you get a good Martin, they're a lifetime guitar. I suspect even the ones that are below the 18, I think that there's probably some of those that you'll never want to sell, just because they're freaks. They're throwbacks to what Martin used to build on a daily basis, right? Even though the model number might not be 18 to 45, right? So, anyhow. A lot of what I was saying is tongue in cheek, and I'm kidding and stuff, but I hope you found a good one. If you didn't, find something else. Because you can. Next.
A question from Darren Murray.
Darren Murray.
Just wondering what you think of Michael Hedges as a guitar player. Michael
Hedges was a god. You know who he is?
Can you say that again?
Michael Hedges was a god.
A little more at the end.
Yeah.
I can't even do me anymore.
Michael Hedges was a god.
Why don't you just answer that question so I'll go outside and fucking stand in the rain. Like a big, useless as a second dick at a wedding.
Old Gassy McSharterson.
That's all that Cormier.
Gassy McSharterson.
Yeah. It's just leaking from all orifices over there.
Shouldn't have fed him all that don't-air meat.
Well.
Michael Hedges, as far as I'm concerned, was the creator of what we know today as tapping formula, like playing multiple parts, acoustic, percussion on the instrument.
Frappity.
And what did he play? He played a 28 Martin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which was a monster guitar. That one was a killer. Probably from the 60s. And I can listen to Michael Hedges play all day. The sad part is that he didn't make many records, as many as he could have, and he drove his car off a cliff, killed himself, right? It is debated whether or not it was suicide or not. I think it was, because he was a tortured soul. All geniuses like him end up being that way for some stupid reason.
Yeah, you guys all tend to have your
Don't look
quirks,
at me,
eh?
you guys. I ain't jumping off a cliff.
Well, you got
because
that.
I'm not a genius.
You got that artsy fartsy thing where you got something totally wrong with you in daily life.
But that
turns you into a good songwriter.
Yeah, it doesn't make me suicidal though.
No, I didn't say
makes,
that.
It just
It
makes
just
me
said
an
you're
asshole.
freaking weird.
Yeah, I'm just a prick. But
Not even
anyhow,
about how prickish you are, really. We could get into it if you wanted to discuss it.
so this is, if like Michael Hedges, you really don't. I'll play him for you after the show.
If it's all the frappity, tappity,
But it's-
I think I'll drive my car off a cliff.
Yeah,
live.
no.
That's probably what happened to him. Is he had to
No.
listen to himself for too long. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, his version of Tappity Frappity Tappity was musical.
Yeah.
As anything I've ever heard. Like
Musical AF.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And he was quite a... Oh, Jesus. Holy...
Jesus wept.
It might have been a twofer.
Yeah, a twofer.
There's a lot of stuff going on in here tonight, folks.
There's a lot of gastric things happening.
But
here
yeah,
tonight.
Michael Hedges was a god.
Yeah.
And he was the best of his kind. Like his music was eternal. There was something, and when you hear people like Andy McGee, and there's been a lot of people carry on what he did who were geniuses. They still don't reach that level that he did somehow. He was something about him that was 100%, I don't know if you want to call it spiritual or otherworldly, or just, he was just at one with his guitar. If you watch him play, he's just not even thinking. He's just doing the thing, and the guitar is doing things not designed to do.
I'm going to enjoy a Gallagher ale.
I wish somebody would enjoy wiping their arse in here, because it smells like if somebody just brought a pig and a shit in the middle of the floor and
Kind of
walked
does
in.
smell like a wet diaper in here.
Welcome to Fart Theory.
Shirt there.
Shart Theory. Okay, next.
Question from David Akins.
David Akins.
Or Adkins? Adkins, I guess.
This show stinks.
Certainly does tonight.
Any news on when you get your online guitar lessons up and running? You have a unique way of teaching that seems to finally get in my head. Thanks for all the laughs and great reviews.
Yep, no worries. It's on its way. I was just talking to Mr. Baker tonight. He sent me the link for the... I saw the site, and it's going to be up soon. We're working on it right now. So
Shartsy's in the tub working on it as
we're
we
hoping to
speak.
have it up and running by the end of this month. So it will be beta. So all the people that were in it can come back at a discount. I think we're going to try to do that. And the students are going to test it for us. And we're just going to keep growing it as it rolls along. So yeah, don't worry. It'll be up soon. There'll be plenty of advertisement when it gets going. Nerds too.
Question from Kevin O'Heaney.
Kevin O'Heaney.
That's new.
O'Heaney?
That's got to be new.
Kevin O'Heaney.
I don't remember struggling with that one before, so it's probably new.
Yeah. Welcome, Kevin.
Can you fellas explain why Eye in the Sky is a puzzle song? You and Chris mentioned it a couple string theories ago.
A puzzle song? I don't understand.
It might have
the
been one of
question.
those off the cuff
Remarks?
descriptions that you give that don't mean what they appear
Or
to
that
mean.
weren't like a serious thought?
God knows. I don't know.
It's a great song, though.
That song is so well written.
Yeah.
That was the reason. That was the reason that we cut it. I brought that song finished to Dave, and sort of produced it. He loves the song.
Yeah.
But he wasn't expecting the way that I wanted to do it. And when I walked in, I said, "Put up some tracks, and I'm going to record this, this, and this, and this. These instruments, guitar, mando, banjo. You put the bass on it now." And I produced the session. And then we sat back and we listened to the original record. And I said, "Okay, so you have to sing this line, this part."
Mm-hmm.
I produced all the vocals. And it was fucking amazing. It was fun to do it.
That song is so well written and lends itself
to anything.
to anything, to any style.
That's how you can tell how great a song is whether or not it translates out of its original hit formula world.
Which was like early 80s.
Yeah, and high tech for the day.
Yeah.
Like what they did.
No, late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, what they
late
did
70s.
what they did with that song musically and production-wise at the time they did it was miles ahead of anything else in the radio or anything else anywhere. And that's why they were called the Alan Parsons Project, because they were literally experimenting with something that hadn't been done before.
Well, just the complexity of the arrangement of that original tune.
Yep.
Right? And then there's YouTube videos of it with him in front of a symphony
Yeah.
doing it. Like, it's just anything. That song is just it's so much candy in it.
I know.
Yeah.
And we tend to forget that a lot about, especially pop in the 70s and late 70s and 80s.
Early 80s, yeah.
Yeah, is that there was a tremendous amount of technology and talent being used that had never been done before.
New technology allowing all these different things,
Exactly.
making it accessible to
now we
people.
we look at it now and go, oh, it's so 80s. Well, at that time, it was unheard of. Like, there was just nothing like it ever before. And so many bands took advantage of that. You know, like one guy that comes to mind immediately is like Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. His albums in the 80s was him all by himself.
Yeah.
He just programmed everything because it was so easy to do.
Well, and that's like...
I shouldn't say that. It was not easy to do.
No.
He just had every instrument he needed in a bunch of different keyboards.
Yeah.
Right?
But he in a way pioneered a lot of the early synth stuff and
did.
drove technology to keep up.
Like, I remember when the record, the Edmund Fitzgerald, came out. Mm-hmm. It had a Moog synthesizer in it.
Yeah.
Was the first time that had ever been used in acoustic music, was that album. Mm-hmm. And Gord heard it somewhere and went, man, I love that.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky enough to actually see one of those and use it at Paul Mills's house, of all places.
When you had, like, when early Fairlights came out and Moogs and stuff, and you could have a string section in your home, in your recording space for the first time. You could have horn sections. You could you could have all these indescribable sounds, but like gorgeous sounds, pads and stuff to work into your productions. None of that's was available before then.
No. And the amazing thing is that the Moog is like how you can program it to play whatever you want, like a 40 or 50 note sequence, and it just loops it. It goes up and down and back and loops it over and over again, which is what appeared on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
When the song started getting really heated, you could hear the Moog playing this bizarre arpeggio that didn't even necessarily fit the chord structure of the song, but it was beautiful and it was scary sounding. You know, it gave you this sense of, man, this is horrible. It's like the thing I love about the production of that song, we're getting down a rabbit hole here, right? But the production of the Edmund Fitzgerald is that, and I've heard this a bunch of times in music over my lifetime, sometimes when you're dreaming and you have a nightmare, there's a sound in those nightmares that you can't put your finger on, either a hum or a drone or a metabolically, it's your blood pressure going up in your ears.
Yeah.
But in the nightmare, it sounds musical almost. And that thing in that song mimics that feeling. Mm-hmm. And I've heard other songs do it too.
Ghost fiddle.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Ghost fiddle.
Or like in movies, in scary movies, when you hear them do things that are sonically not actually music. Mm-hmm. But
it's a sound.
It's a sound.
Yeah.
And it strikes you a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's what electronic instruments gave us. Mm-hmm. The ability to create sound electronically that was like well under control, that you couldn't normally get with string instruments or anything, any real instrument. Yeah. And so many people made great use of that. So.
Well, Kurzweil.
Yeah.
Fairlight. Moog,
Roland,
and then
the best sounds.
And then who comes in and kind of starts tying it all together into ultra reliability, slick package, good old Yamaha, right?
That's been my keyboard for over a decade.
Yeah,
I have a Tyros 5 over there. Is it 5 or 4 or 3? It's a 3.
Yeah,
I've been using that keyboard for 15 years.
Yeah,
the patches in that thing never get old.
Yeah. Look at old Toto videos.
Yeah.
And David Paich is pretty much exclusively playing Yamaha keyboards, DXs, and like all that early range of synths that Yamaha had out in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yep.
Like all of Toto stuff is done on that and still played on that or something emulating that.
And let's not even get into MIDI.
No.
Where you can have software in your studio that you can trigger with a keyboard and play it with a keyboard, but it's actually sampled sounds of real instruments and real drums and real horns.
Before we had modeling as we think of it today, and patches and stuff like that, right?
I remember when MIDI was a pipe dream.
Me too. I remember working on the first MIDI gear.
When it came out, it was like, that's a joke, man. We're not going to because it only could play shitty sounds.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden they made it so it could play any sound that anybody wanted to develop.
But MIDI's still huge today.
Yeah, I know.
Huge.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's indispensable because, like, I mean, a lot of the basses I use in the studio are all MIDI.
Yeah.
There's samples of acoustic. Actually, one of my samples is my actual bass. I recorded 1,500 notes of my bass into that program, and it's sampled. It organizes, and MIDI organizes it, and it comes out of the keyboard.
Yeah.
I even have notes where and because the Yamaha has touch sensitivity, it has 5 grades of attack.
Velocity sensing.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
So if I hit the key really hard, you hear the string hit the fingerboard. Because I did notes like that on every string. Right. It's amazing. It's amazing what can be done. So.
Yeah. That's a rabbit hole. Is synthesizers and keyboards.
You got that right. And when I do that, I'm eventually going to do the video here of my accessories and my studio setup. I know a lot of people will be shocked to see how simple my setup is.
Yeah.
But it's because I believe in shit in, shit out.
It's like an
Doesn't
Edsel.
matter how you process.
It's basically
stuff.
an Edsel over there.
Yeah.
There is a hand crank.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's I don't even.
What's that, Ginger?
And a hamster.
And a hamster.
And a hamster. I believe that if you're putting something decent through this, it comes out of the speakers.
Garbage in, garbage out, right?
So, I don't exactly. That's exactly what I believe, especially about my own playing. So
Amen.
That's
sister.
why I have my own studio, so I can sit up here and
torture yourself,
make mistakes for a week, and get the part right.
And we don't have to listen to you because it's all soundproof.
Exactly.
Amen, brother.
Connect.
Super chat from Larry Reindress.
Larry Reindress.
Local Larry.
Have you ever done shows / recordings with Dan Dorian? He's an all-around musician and guy.
Dan Dorian.
Dan
Dorian, yeah.
Dorian?
I know Dan. I don't know if I've
It's
played
related
with
to
him.
Dan Dillion.
Dan Dillion. But yeah, I know Dan. I have. I don't know if I've played with a show with him, or I know I've been around him many times at gigs and festivals, and I know who he is. He's fantastic, that guy. Next.
We've got Cam McMaster in the house.
Cam Disaster.
Hey, Clam. What's
He's
happening?
back from he's just watching all those indictments down there and crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting his ball cap ready to go.
Yeah, he's
march in support.
Yeah, he's joining the defense team.
No.
Yeah.
Leave the politics out of it, shall we, boys?
Love you, Clam. Were you playing 9 holes with him today down there? Wow,
Did you get to go?
I know. Yeah,
Did you get to go to Fartalago?
Right on the attack from the very beginning.
Lago.
You guys are fucking wicked tonight.
Love
What are
you,
you
Clam.
saying, Clam? Love you, buddy.
He just says he's listening in and saying a quick hello.
Love you, buddy. Thank you, man. Glad to see you back in the saddle.
Yes, sir.
We've been missing you. People have been asking where you were.
Yeah.
I thought you was dead.
It was Dade.
Yeah, but he's not. He's crap.
He's crap. He's coming here.
Love you, Clam.
Yeah, we gotta have a barbecue soon, brother.
Yeah, it's getting time. Okay, next.
Super chat from Frank Lombardo.
Frank Lombardo, back again.
Don't you believe, JP, that no matter what the guitar brand, 90% of a performance is about the player?
Sadly, I must say yes.
Why is it sad?
Because people think that... Okay, I'm going to give you a good example of this. Chris, can you do something for me? Can you look over in that wood spring pick holder and find the floppiest, thinnest pick that's in there?
That'd be this guy.
Is it red?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something.
Like crusty
Yep.
toilet paper.
I'm going to show you something. This pick is cherished by me because I've had it for years, and it's about the consistency of, I don't even know what. It's so thin. But the reason I have it is because I need it for playing rhythm on records. of the second guitar, which traditionally has to be way thinner than the main guitar. So I use this for high string guitars, 12 string guitars, and a 6 string if I want there to be no tone.
Right.
Right? So I'm just going to give you an example.
It's kind of floppy, like it's less floppy than a bag tie, a bread bag tie.
Oh yeah, way floppier.
Way floppier.
This would not hold a bread bag together at all. So I want to just show you something before I hit it with this pick. I'll tune it up here. Okay, so this is Boo Boo. This is probably my most cherished guitar. It's the second Boucher I ever bought. It's probably one of the best sounding dreadnoughts I've ever played in my life. So I'm going to first play this with this pick, right? So here it is.
It's all pick, no tone.
Now, I don't know how that sounds to your ears, but to me, it makes this guitar sound like a raging piece of shit.
And here's
Now
a
I'm gonna
casein pick.
Play with a 1.5 millimeter casein pick. Now look at the difference.
Just go right back.
Like there's just no comparison.
There's no bottom in
So
the
here's
thin one.
so
Yeah.
here's why I'm trying to demonstrate this is that just the pick when you're playing a $5,000 guitar can make the guitar sound like it's only worth $800. So the difference in tone you just heard is not only the pick I'm using, but when I picked up that casein, all the muscle memory for tone came into my hand because that's the tool that you use to get tone. And it's easy to get tone with something like this. So
It's easy, but it's probably also harder because that's going to move the string when that hits the string.
not if you tilt it.
Well, it's you can control this.
Oh, yeah.
This is just so floppy.
Yeah, there's no control.
There's no control over
There's
it. You
no
can't
control
even
over
you
it at
can't
all.
even flex that
No.
and get a
No,
little attack.
it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is that the player of the guitar, if the player is not aware of how to pull tone out of a guitar, he can make a really good guitar sound horrible. And vice versa, I can make a really cheap guitar sound great because I can tell just by holding it and playing it what it needs to pull the most tone from it. But most people make the mistake of using really thin picks and they don't practice tone.
Yeah.
They don't practice getting comfortable with a hard triangle pick with a beveled edge that they can control. You can control everything with this. The level of brightness, the volume, the wood of the guitar coming out or not coming out. And so that's the key, right?
So use the casein pick on Boo Boo and make it sound like this pick.
I can't. Some of it I can't. There's no way. The only way I could do that would be to hold the pick like way the hell up here and just not even barely touch it.
But you could do
But
it.
this thing here,
Yeah.
normal picking with this sounds like shit.
Mm-hmm.
If all your technique is 80% correct and you use a pick like this, your guitar is going to sound like shit. Right? So, unfortunately, like, I hate saying those things, but people are unaware that they play guitar all their lives sometimes, and they're like, why does my guitar sound so thin? Your guitar's not thin. Your pick is thin.
Right.
Right? That's the key. And so there is absolutely, it's 90% of the guy playing the guitar, whether or not the guitar sounds, I don't want to say good, because you can play great guitars poorly and they'll sound good.
Yeah.
But there's so much involved with
Technique,
with the hands that are on it, right? So you can get a lot of information out of a cheaper guitar if you're a better player, right? And that's it. So I say that with the greatest love for every guitar player, and to tell them, keep practicing. Practice your tone. Before you decide that maybe a guitar that you don't like, you got to trade it or sell it, ask yourself a question. Am I using the proper gauge pick to actually get tone out of this guitar? Is my right hand technique actually pulling tone, or is it just smacking the strings to get volume?
Right.
It's two different things.
There's a reason they call them a tone slab.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it isn't just automatic.
No.
I've said a million times on this show and on my school and stuff that the way you hold a pick and grip it and turn it and flip it and angle it is how you pull tone out of a guitar. And so, yes, a great guitar can sound poor in the hands of the inexperienced, and a shitty guitar can sound great in the hands of a guy who knows all the physicality of what makes a guitar work, right? So that was a great rabbit hole. So yes,
Good question.
yeah,
I know, I can make any guitar sound like shit.
What's that?
yeah, but
It's my superpower.
yeah, but it's not because you wouldn't be able to. It's because you've never practiced. But you're lying, because I've heard you play. You get tone from the mandolin
Mandolin, sure.
as unbelievable, and I don't even know how she does it, because she had no experience, and she didn't. Do you use a very hard pick on the mando?
I use that great big one you gave me.
Right. And she sounds like $1 million.
Because she's doing math.
She just instantly knows where to tilt that pick, and her mandolin notes are huge, right? On an instrument that I actually don't get very good tone out of.
You get a good tone of a mandolin.
But she's special. She has that built in. So it can be built in, because she's proof, and I've seen other people that it's built in. As soon as they pick the pickup, they know, where to hold it, how much to stick out, how much to turn it. They just know. They sense it, and it's there, and that's a gift. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to a lot of people, but not everybody. But yeah, that was a great rabbit hole. That's a wicked rabbit hole. Yeah.
Jack's trying to dig a hole in the carpet. What are you doing, buddy?
Next.
Lunatics. Super chat from Jim Waller.
Hey, Jimmy!
I have 4 high-end Martins and love 2 of the 4 of them. I have never parted with the guitar, but I'm making room for my SG42 and SG21 is Connects. Damn you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Make sure you sell the right Martins.
Yeah.
Well, he says he only loves 2 of them, so.
I know.
Yeah.
But just make sure before you part with them. Because if you got 4 of them and you love 2 of them, there must be a reason why you had 4 at some point, right? Make sure you get rid of the right one. Yeah, that's all I'd say.
Can't go wrong with an SG.
When you find a winner, a Martin winner, you gotta hold it.
Yeah. But you can't go
I
wrong
got mine.
with an SG.
I know. No. There's
Then
no
you'll
going
have
around.
you'll have an SG that you love and 2 Martins that you don't love so much.
You don't love anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
I love my Martin. My 41 is a killer.
Yeah.
I'll never sell it.
Happy Wednesday, Jim.
Yep.
Next. Let's enjoy a Connects right now.
Slurping in and what you. Super chat from Blair Sveinson.
Blair Sveinson.
Howdy, Blair.
Most obscure underground player you follow on social media, for both of you.
Ooh. The most obscure. Wow. Gassy McAss cheeks over there.
Yeah.
The most obscure. Boy, this is tough because I follow a lot of them.
The most. Read the question again.
The most obscure underground player you follow online.
Blair Sveinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch all your videos, dude. Yeah.
Judd Gunning.
Judd. No,
He's not obscure, but
he's not obscure.
Okay, I'll tell you the guy that I know, and I can't.
You're not obscure
don't know
to
his
us,
last
Blair.
name, but there's a kid that plays guitar with the flippity flip stuff.
Oh, yeah?
But he's supernatural. Like his name is his thing is called Marcel.something.music.
Okay.
I don't know if he's Canadian or European but he's like 17 or 16, and this kid is just unbelievable.
On YouTube?
Unbelievable. And Facebook.
On the YouTubes.
Yep, on both.
All right.
He just did a version of Furry Elise.
Yeah.
And it sounds like an orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
For Elise.
He's all alone. He's all alone.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. And he turns it into this just like death metal. And he's an acoustic player.
Right.
He plays an Ibanez.
Oh, yeah.
Of all things.
Okay.
An art core, what do they call them?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid is unbelievable. And he always does popular music, so you understand what he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
He does recognizable music.
You have a reference for it.
It's unbelievable. If you ever see that kid, he's tall, skinny, got dark, short hair. He's a real good-looking kid. He's just a baby. He looks like he's 16 or 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a lot of his work in this abandoned warehouse. Because the acoustics are good in there, so they film him in this dusty fucking brick abandoned warehouse with the windows knocked out of it and shit. Unbelievable. I never seen nothing like it in my life. And I don't know where he is. I don't know how he came about or where he's from or if he has records, but the kid knocked my head off the first time I seen him. I'm going to have to now look into who the hell he is. I've been coming across my feed now for months, and I watch it, everything he does. Right?
Nice.
Yep.
Good Christian, Blair.
Yeah, good one. Next.
Pardon?
Next.
Super chat from Vince Smith.
Pardon?
Who?
Vince Smith.
Vince Smith?
Vince Smith.
Vince Smith.
Vince Smith.
Vince Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
Vince meat. What?
No.
Mince meat.
Those you're going to be later. Just a shout out. It's been a while since my last super chat, as I don't have enough music knowledge for an intelligent question. Anyway, happy Wednesday, Chris, JP, Chris, Ginger, and local Larry.
Love you, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. We don't have much intelligence.
No, we don't have
the answers either.
No, but people ask the shit and we blah 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 blah. That's how it goes, right? So yeah.
Why?
Why? She says. Oh dear.
Ginger's
dear.
in a bad way this evening.
Yeah.
Bit of ginger rage going on.
Yeah. It's too bad
Bit of cinnamon rage happening.
Yeah, you have to leave. You can leave. I have to stay here.
Ginger shitacane is brewing.
The ginger shitacane. The ginger shitacane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, next.
Good.
Highlighted chat from Terry Short.
Oh, Terry, how you doing, buddy?
A follow-up to the Martin Jr. Dreadnought comment.
Right.
Are you going to survive there, Chris?
Oh, he's gurgling his fucking whatever that was.
He's choking on his beer.
I'm saying hi.
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
So he said, the wife and I travel a lot, and the Junior was an idea as a guitar to take with me. What can you recommend as a traveler?
Is a traveling guitar?
Traveler, yeah.
Well, you can travel with easily.
Well, the first thing I tell you is the close.
Yeah.
They're little tiny travel guitar.
Yeah.
Now it's not cheap. It's about
I
think it's about $1,500 or something, but it's indestructible and it fits in a box like a bag this big. You put in the overhead,
Well, and if you're traveling like in your van, like in your van camper,
Leave it
you
together.
can use it to jack the thing up with.
Yeah.
If you need to change a tire,
it's tough.
It's
They're
indestructible.
They're
Yeah,
not-
and it
Beautiful
sounds
guitars.
like a wooden guitar.
Yeah, and it sounds like a full-size
Yeah.
wooden guitar.
Mhm.
The other option, another great option, is Yamaha builds
Yep.
a small body parlor guitar, the C series, and look for that. They only cost about, you can get those for around $500 or $600.
Yeah.
Other than that, there really isn't any other like travel guitars I'd recommend that would. I mean, they're out there. You can buy Baby Taylors.
Yeah, Baby Taylors are actually pretty good.
They are, but I don't
Yeah.
know how well they stay together.
They do. They stay together good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually do.
What was
They
the
have
little
some
thing that
experience.
Sudsy bought?
So I've owned several Baby Taylors and I loved them.
Yeah.
But
John, what was the little thing that Sudsy bought?
it was a Baby Taylor, but it was a really old one
Yeah.
from 20 years ago.
If
and
you
it
can find a
smoked.
used Baby Taylor,
Yeah,
that would be
but you're looking at $1,000
Easily.
for that.
Yeah.
Easily. But just look around.
Yeah.
So Taylor, Yamaha, Close guitar, KLOS. You guys know Close. And let's see. I can't think of anything else
no.
really that I would
Those are the
recommend.
players.
Those are the guys
Yeah.
that do it well. I mean, I'm sure there's other companies that do little guitars, but they're probably crap,
Yeah.
right?
And any of those, like a Baby Taylor, a Close, Yamaha,
They're not crap.
they're nae crap.
They're nae crap.
Nay.
They're fine. They're fine as fine can be.
Nay.
Crap.
Crap.
That's it. Correct. You like drinking every kind of liquor at once?
No wonder
Okay.
he's got a tummy ache.
I got two
We're helping his tummy ache. You're feeling good
This
now,
rum
aren't you?
cream is
Yeah.
actually
Nothing wrong with that.
settling everything back
Single
down.
malt, rum cream, beer, Corona,
Yeah.
bubbly water,
Yeah.
meth, amphetamines. Says we're in good shape.
Oh, Dave found that guy you were talking about playing the for
Oh,
release.
what's
Oh,
his
yeah?
name?
Marcin.
Marcin.
Marcin dot signed paperback.
Yeah, Marcin. So I don't know who he is.
He's definitely a baby.
He's a killer. He's one of the best guitar players I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, it's beyond anybody else's ability. Like, he's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, he's doing meth.
Yeah, it's so good that
Ginger would
you
understand
never learn it.
Ginger
you never
would
learn
understand
it.
it.
But you could listen to it and you marvel because of how incredibly executed it is, right? When he does pop songs. That's the fur release.
A lot of frippy flappy.
It's a lot of frappity
Watch
flippity.
this. Watch this. That's a different version of it. Listen to what he's doing. It's just a guitar. And he does a lot of classical, right? He's unbelievable. I can't even fathom.
Oh, he's
how-
got the gross classical nails.
Oh yeah, he's got big time.
Yuck.
So how does it sound if he's not having the seizure at the same?
He doesn't do
Just-
any. He doesn't do any non-seizure stuff. It's all seizure stuff, which causes guitar players
Yeah.
like me to have a seizure.
Yeah,
And shit in my pants.
because you can't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
The pointy little
And-
vampire nails.
And so here's the
Pointy
thing.
little vampire nails. Jesus.
So here's the thing, right? As much as I love that kid, here's the deal, and this is across the board with every kind of music, every kind of instrument, whatever it is. When you see a guy, okay, and you can vouch for this because you and I come up together. When you see a guy that can do something that's impossible, at first, you love it.
Yeah.
But after a certain amount of time, a short amount of time, he disappears from your brain because you know you can never learn it. There's no Jesus. It starts to lose its
Yeah.
magic because it's beyond everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's great. when
Well,
somebody's
and-
that good,
And I got to say that typically with people like that, they're essentially one-trick ponies.
right?
So
And that.
So you can only listen to them for so long.
Even though the trick is inhumanly possible,
Right.
impossible.
They're a one-trick pony.
But and that's the weirdness about it. How good this kid is out. It's astronomical. There's no measuring it.
Speaking of astronomical.
But there's no measuring his ability.
No.
But the fact is that after a while, it's like, okay, I'm going to watch this 2 or 3 times, but that's the last I want to see it because
Right.
it's depressing.
Because you can't
I'll never be able to
it.
fucking do this.
Yeah.
Nobody I know will ever fucking do it.
Yeah.
And yes, it's like, okay, here's another great example. It's Yngwie Malmsteen,
Yeah.
who I still...
But I mean, Yngwie has like... Yngwie's Yngwie.
Yeah, but people were able to copy sort of what he did.
Yeah. And they were able to imitate him in a low-grade kind of way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's still awesome, and I still worship him to this day. But if I was going to choose to listen to a guitar player right this second, it would be Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
Because people can do that.
Well, and it's
Right?
Chet Atkins is also...
Even though Chet's inhuman.
Right.
We figured out some of what he did. Right?
Yeah, he's attainable.
Right.
He's attainable.
That's what it comes down to, is it's attainability.
Yeah.
But that young fella, God, he's good. That's one of the best things I've ever seen.
That's well timed, Dave.
What a boy, Weeder.
Wow. This is such a shitty
that's
show.
fucking great. Cut. Yeah, that's great. I fucking love it. Okay, next.
Highlighted chat from Bram Avery.
Happy Wednesday, Bram.
Jesus.
Hope smell-o-vision isn't working in your
Smell-o-vision.
house. Did the heat go out? The boys look like a couple of cowboys in dire need of a double-wide sleeping bag out in the rain. I wish I could quit you.
Oh, I didn't even mean to leave this on, but I was outside. It was cold.
Yeah.
So we're just looking.
I was just trying to
we're
find
looking all,
something
we're looking all lumberjack
I
tonight.
was just trying to find something to cover my huge gut.
Connect.
Hang on, stand by.
Jesus.
Home on the strange.
Yeah, home on the strange. Home on the strange. Or the queer. I mean, go ahead. Everybody, go ahead.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, let's not,
Yeah.
shall we? Let's not and say we didn't.
So many lyrics.
So many
lyrics.
so many
flooding
great
in.
lyrics were right there.
Yeah, right there.
And you just leave them right there.
Yeah.
Just leave them
there.
right there. Right where
We
they
won't
are.
be enjoying
We
any
will
of
not.
those right
We
now.
will not offend our friends in that community.
This show is being sponsored by Fisherman's.
Nova Scotia Spirit Company, Fisherman's Helper, Solera Rum Cream. He's enjoying it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I am right now.
Right now.
I can't find any more questions.
All right.
Oh, wait,
So-
wait. Hang on, a super chat just came in.
Yeah, Stephen Baker.
Oh dear. No, Tuba Dillon.
Oh,
Tuba
Tuba
Dillon.
Dillon. Hey.
Haven't seen you
It's
for 100
kind
years.
of a question for Dave, actually.
Oh,
Did one of you guys just really fart on camera? Great. A little tuba music for all you live listeners.
Yeah.
That was Rob.
Yeah. Weisner has forgotten that the
Yeah,
mics are live over there.
around the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut. Yeah.
And a super chat from Corey McCormick.
Corey McCormick.
Corey.
JP, if I were to bring you my Ferk Yellow Plus this summer, would you do an honest review and help get this amazing guitar in the right hands? I'm selling to fund my latest Boucher acquisition.
I would want to say yes, but the fact of the matter is that I've got way too many guitars here to actually review now.
Do a quick appraisal?
What's that?
Possibly a quick appraisal?
It could be possible. I can't guarantee it because of the schedule. And it would be something I'd like. I don't have any Ferks. I don't see myself getting any Ferks.
Come to Stanfest and bring it with you.
I may get Ferks at some point in time because Brickhouse Guitars is the #1 dealer
Yeah.
for those guitars in North America.
Yeah.
So
Ferk
if
Ferks are
Roger
great.
Schmidt asked me to help Ferk
Mm-hmm.
and review one of the guitars, I would say yes. because it helps Roger and helps Brickhouse guitars. And Ferk is a huge part of Brickhouse's history and helped him, found SGI and all that stuff.
No Ferks left to give.
Yeah, no more Ferks left to give.
No, Ferk.
That was Brett Major's joke.
You'll never hear me saying that Ferk makes a bad guitar, because they do not.
Nope, they're a gorgeous guitar.
Ferk makes one of the best guitars in the world, and that's just the way it is. It's you just can't get much better than what's coming out of they're a Czechoslovakian company.
Yeah.
All still built by hand. They have a huge output. They make a lot of guitars.
The woods they use are incredible.
And they're great guitars.
Yeah.
They're fantastic guitars. And I, as I've said in the past, I have questions about, how things went with that whole relationship with Roger and all that stuff. But Roger's put that in the past, and so have I. And if it came down to it, somebody presented me with a Ferk for review, I'd be right there. Good. I know, right?
A lot of Aaron
One
spit.
Ferk of a guitar. Holy
I
shit.
think you just got Ferked. You're all Ferked up over there.
Dave Kenny says hi.
All right. So, we're ready for the question.
There's one more super chat. Quick one from Larry.
Larry Reindress?
Yep.
I love you, Larry. Thanks for the t-shirt, man.
Yeah, thanks for the t-shirt, Larry.
You didn't get one, dick. I got one.
I know we already battled it out on email. Yeah, I'm just going to kick you right in the tits at Stanton.
The tits.
No, he's my assistant. You can't hurt him.
Is Larry coming to be the assistant?
No, Stephen.
Oh, Baker. Right.
How do we get on to Baker? We're talking about
Larry Reindress.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
My
We're
bad.
hacking on Larry right now.
Ginger's over there doing
She's losing it.
She's over there doing the magic lettuce or something.
Yeah.
No, just reading.
The devil's cabbage.
Anyway, Larry says...
There's Lucifer's broccoli over there.
No, what the...
The devil's Brussels sprouts.
She's doing Beelzebub's chives over there.
We've lost the
She's
plot.
baking the bok choy.
Yeah.
We crack ourselves up.
Yes,
Yeah, she's
I
got her
know.
hash brown pipe over there and everything.
She's got a lovely sack of hash brown potatoes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You all right?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Have another smoke there, bud.
I'm not smoking. Do I look like I'm smoking? What's the Kirsten? Before I die.
It's
So you
your
get a
Kirsten.
fucking word in sideways. Do you mean amazing like Don Ross? He says. I'm not sure at what point.
Who's
he said it.
asking? I'm lost.
Larry.
Who's saying this?
Larry.
Larry, amazing like Don
Do
Ross.
you mean amazing like Don Ross?
Don Ross is amazing.
Don Ross is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But Don Ross
I don't know what he was referencing.
is Don Ross. A lot of people, and I'm nothing about Don Ross, but Don Ross and a lot of other people that play that style of music couldn't touch this kid.
Yeah.
Because Don is influenced by Michael Hedges. And Don took that and made that his own.
Mm-hmm.
So Don Ross, in my opinion, actually carried on Hedges' legacy in a way that was like Hedges.
Right.
This kid is
his
out
own-
of control.
Yeah.
Out of control. They're two different guitar players.
Yeah.
And I love Don. Don is tremendous. I don't think Don Ross got the props he should have got.
No.
I really don't. Like
You
his
related to Bob
first
Ross?
couple albums, you know who introduced me to him? David Rogers, right?
Yeah.
Who we lost. And David was a fantastic guitar player. And we lost him to liver cancer. And he introduced me. Actually, he shoved Don Ross down my throat because he was like, "This is what all I want to play," and that's how I came to know Don Ross, because I heard David playing Don Ross.
Yeah.
Would you say
Right.
it was a happy accident?
Yeah, it was, because I didn't know anything about Don
It's like
Ross,
his cousin Bob Ross?
and I've met Don many times. Don lives now in Halifax,
Yeah.
and with his wife, who's also a monster guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different thing. I don't like. I don't like saying some guy's awesome, some guy's this, whatever. Like it's different. It's apples and oranges because
Don Ross was so heavily influenced, but like you say, he made it his own and he carried the legacy at the same time.
And made his own thing.
Yeah.
As this kid has done. But
this kid's in different
Is it a different territory? Also, I have to say, most importantly, that Don Ross composed everything he did.
Mm-hmm.
This kid is not doing that.
Mm-mm.
Although the kid's virtuosity at arranging known melody is, I've never heard anything like it.
Yeah.
So that's a type of composition, right?
Yeah.
Being able to arrange a known melody in a way that's never been done before.
That kid probably has a version of synesthesia that you can't even imagine.
Yeah,
right.
I couldn't even touch it.
Yeah.
If I saw what he saw in his head, I would probably explode. Right. So, yeah. But here's the Don Ross.
Cheers, Don Ross.
Don Ross
Been a while since I've seen him.
Fucking monster guitar player. He's a super nice guy, too, and I
Apparently
love him.
he lives in PEI.
Oh, did he get to the island? Cool.
He's one of the most gracious guys I've ever met.
Oh, he's a beautiful giant. He's a huge man. He's
a
giant man. And he's the most gentle guy you've ever met.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And cares a lot about other artists and about how well we're all doing. And he's a great guy.
Yeah.
His wife's a tremendous musician, too. Grrr. Any more?
Yes, we have one from Felipe de Oliveira.
Oh, yeah. Felipe, I remember you.
He says, I'm a big fan from Brazil. Most of my guitars are luthier-made Brazilian rosewood guitars made by hand. Wish you could play some of them someday.
I wish I could, too, man. But thank you for watching from all the way down there,
Brazilian rosewood from Brazil.
Yeah, like that's the that's the street wood.
Yeah, that's the street wood, the sweet meat on the street
in
wood.
Brazil, you don't even call it Brazilian, you call it wood.
Wood. Street wood.
I love you, man. Thanks for watching.
Thanks
for
Felipe.
watching.
That's cool.
Okay, next.
That is the end.
All right, so our question tonight shall be... I want to know the name of Don Ross's first album.
Ooh. What do you have to Google?
He's going to Google it now.
I'm going to have to because I can't remember. I know it.
We'd like everybody to Google the answer to this question.
Who can Google the fastest? This is a Google test.
Fingers win.
I can't remember. I have the record actually on my iPod, and can't remember it. Sorry, Don. I love you. But I'm going to tell you in just a second. As soon as I see it, I will know.
Beat you.
Don't say it out loud.
Oh yeah, there it is. I knew. It's such a great play on words too.
Jeff says the Wiggles.
But this is the album that Dave Rogers played for me.
Guitar Souls?
Nope.
Different
guitar players.
Different guitar players.
That would be Scott McMillan.
So we got some correct answers even.
Okay, who's first?
Stand by.
Number 24.
So with Bearing Straight, the first is Flying Curls.
Bearing Straight is the first.
You got a pen
album.
over there, Ginger? We're having a pen failure.
I got one right here.
Okay.
Bearing Straight is the first album.
Bearing Straight.
Yep.
B-E-R-I-G.
Yeah, Bearing Straight.
That's a good name.
Who's that?
Flying Curls.
No.
Oh, she's not on yet. You are number 24.
Nice.
Flying Curls. Good to have you back. Who's next?
John DeLory.
John DeLory. I think he's on here already, possibly. No, not. Okay, John, you're number 25. Cool.
Nice.
Very, very good.
You know where to send the emails.
Yeah, you do. jpcormier38@gmail.com. And
at hotmail, hotmail.com.
Deep vein thrombosis.
Thrombosis.
Deep vein thrombosis.
There's always some good ones.
Deep vein thrombosis. That was his first album name.
Throbbing vein thrombosis.
Easy.
Steady.
Deep vein thrombosis. Jesus Christ. It never surprises me.
How you doing over there with the
Well,
technology?
I'm trying to do my best, but
Trying to crank
it's
it
not
up,
working
getting
well.
a little Taylor Swift going over there.
Yeah, I'm just deep vein thrombosis. We love you guys, and
It was.
don't forget to come see us Friday night, 2 days from now.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Atlantic time, live at Ginger's Barn with Brian Doyle. And if you have never heard Brian Doyle play the guitar, buddy, you are
Gonna be dancing with your pants off.
You're gonna be freaked out because this guy is one of the very best guitar players that's ever come out of the East Coast ever. He's a monster player, and it'll be. We've been friends for 30 years almost, and it's going to be nice to just sit with him, tell tall tales, and play the guitar.
Special unappearances.
Yeah.
By Ginger.
Yes.
The lovely Ginger.
The lovely Ginger will be behind the camera.
Jack and Jill.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And of course we won't have the Gastro twins here tonight. But,
We'll lock them out Friday night.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. Come join us Friday night.
All right, boys.
Love everyone.
Love you guys.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Be safe.
Cheers to you, Chrissy.
Cheers, brother. Love you.
Love you too.
I'm enjoying you right now. We're enjoying each other right now. We are.
That sounds very royal wedding, doesn't it? I feel like we should have tails on.
Could be. It's about 400 years old, that tune.
Listen to it. The
JPP.